Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pinemen. Eric is in his disguise today. He's hiding out after dropping too many controversial hot takes last week, and now he's wanted by too many haters.
True story.
Yeah. I don't know how those haters found him though, because I don't think we've had any viewers, but that's okay.
Yeah. Dear God.
That's all right though.
You know, one thing I've noticed from watching myself on camera talk is that I move around so much when I'm talking.
Oh, is that what you
And
picked up
not,
from it?
yeah, I watch myself like shifting so much.
Oh, I didn't notice that at all.
What have you noticed about yourself?
That I just talk so much. I did not realize how much I was like you'll say something to start a point,
SWB audio
start making
capture
a point,
not
and
registered.
I think I'm just like, "Oh, I'm agreeing and I'm going to piggyback off that a little bit," and then I end up talking for 15 minutes and I don't allow you to say anything. I'm sorry. It's not on purpose. I had no idea I was doing that, but
That's so funny.
yeah, I'm just
No, it's all good. You know, we'll get better. We'll get better at balancing the conversations out.
yeah, for sure. I'm just popping on our the live stream on the other TV.
Yeah, I was just checking out how dark I looked in the camera.
Dark in terms of lighting, or the dark mystique that you're
The dark
emanating?
Mystique.
Wow, you look
And the dark
awesome. You really look cool. That's for sure. I like this. You're like a whole new person now. You even have you have the mustache now. It's like such a good fit.
Yeah. It's a different vibe, you know, switching it up.
Yeah. So right before we decided to hit record, I just remembered that I was saying we were talking about something, and it led to saying like, who you pretend to be is who you really are, you know. And then
There
you
we go.
said,
That explains the
Yeah.
costume.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you're really like manifesting this into reality. Like this is now you.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm wearing
A
a
new
disguise too because I'm wearing a hat today.
Yeah, we're just different men today.
Yeah, that's it.
We're still pine men. Just different pine men.
Yeah. I like that.
The pine men.
Oh yeah.
What kind of tea you drinking?
It's sleepy time.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to go to sleep, but I don't think it really. I'm not about to
SWB
let
audio
this tea decide
capture
when my
not
bedtime is, so
registered.
I'm just gonna drink it anyway.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like I'm defiantly drinking it.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, but it's relaxed time, so that's how I
Yeah.
interpret it.
There's nothing like a good cup of tea.
Yeah, it can really be just the right thing at some time.
I got like a winter spiced tea. Like, you know,
Oh yeah,
so good.
probably has like notes of like cinnamon type flavors.
Yeah, cinnamon, like
Yeah.
nutmeg,
Ooh,
maybe.
yeah.
I don't know.
I could go for something like that right now.
Yeah, spiced black tea. You ever do the thing where you make mulled wine?
I have not done that. You have?
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Oh, what even goes into that?
Basically, you just take red wine and you make it warm,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put like clove and spices in there,
Oh, okay.
and some brandy as well.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never done that. And do you drink it warm too?
You drink it warm, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I
I think yeah, we made it one time back in the day, or maybe twice. It's not that good. Because like what happens is like the sweetness of the wine makes it kind of syrupy a little bit,
yeah, okay.
and it just it
Yeah.
kind of get one. If you could have one of them. If you have more than one, it starts feeling like you're coat in your mouth and like a corn syrup.
Yeah. Ooh, that could
You
be.
know.
Yeah, I've seen people when they cook
SWB
with
audio
wine and they
capture
reduce it
not
down or whatever.
registered.
Yeah, it becomes like a
Yeah.
syrup. So I guess
Yeah. So we could have just done it terribly as well. It's
yeah, maybe you
possible.
just left it in for too long or something. Maybe
Yeah,
I
it
have no
became
idea.
it just was syrup at that point.
Yeah. To be honest, that when you first said it, I was thinking about like what is it called when they make like they make like honeyed wine? It's like I don't know, they like
Oh,
sweeten it up and like I don't know. I thought that's what I was thinking, but
sweetness.
yeah.
Oh, hold on. Okay. I wanted to put a timer on here so we don't just talking
Oh,
because
good. Good call.
yeah, time is a
Valuable thing.
yeah
Linkin
relative.
Park. Time is
Dude.
a valuable thing. Oh, we're gonna get copyright claimed for that.
I know. Anyway.
Oh man,
What a good band, man.
that's the first CD I ever bought. I think.
I think same. I think same.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
One of,
Hybrid
or
theory.
if not the first, yeah, if not the first one of the first. Actually, I think no, I think I bought Kid Rock was the first CD that I ever
Oh,
bought.
really? Oh, actually, okay. To be totally fair, well, I was about to say I don't know if this counts, but I guess it kind of does. I did ask for a CD for Christmas one year, and it was what was it called? Like it was the it was the CD that had the song like I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing. Yeah, what is that's Backstreet Boys, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that was that was technically my first CD, but the first one I ever went into a store and bought was Hybrid Theory. So, pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I remember listening to Hanson Brothers a lot.
You own the CD?
I think that was like one of the early
Yeah.
childhood memories of having like a CD
Nice. Well,
or
yeah.
a tape. It might have actually been a cassette.
SWB audio capture
Yeah, I used to
not
burn a lot
registered.
of CDs. Well, I used to have my dad do it for me. I would write up a list of songs that I wanted, and then he would burn the CD for me.
Yeah. I remember actually I remember this just now. The first tape that I ever bought when I was a little tiny kid, I bought Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Hmm.
When I was like a little tiny kid, and I used to listen to that.
Nice. That's pretty. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't. For some reason, when I was a little kid, I didn't. I was like embarrassed to admit that I liked music, so I would just pretend like, oh, I don't like music. Like I don't care about anything like that. Yeah.
Really? Who
Yeah.
would ask you, and then you would lie to them?
Well, it's not like people would. It's not like you had people coming up to me saying, "Hey, do you like music?" Like, but it's just when people would talk
Actually,
about like.
funnily enough, that's a thing that happened.
I guess
early
so,
school,
right? Like, I
right?
guess so. I
Was
mean,
it like middle school?
definitely like people being like, "What
Hey,
kind
do
of
you like
music?"
music?
Yeah, like. I guess so. I guess maybe that did happen, but I don't know. At this point, I don't have any memories of like that happening and me having to come up with an excuse as to no, I don't. Like, but I did. It was more like kids would talk about, oh, I like Britney Spears and I like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and I like Ricky Martin and stuff, and I was just like, oh, yeah. I don't know. I would just not really participate in that. I just didn't talk about it. And it's not like I would go home and secretly listen to music. It's just when it would come on the radio, like when I was like going to school or whatever, or in the car, I would just be like, "Oh, cool! Like this song. I like when this one comes on."
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Throughout my whole childhood, I was always afraid to express myself and like even admit what I really like and stuff like that. So
Yeah. No, I feel you. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Like it's weird, man.
what the
SWB audio capture
part?
not registered.
Just like how like being a little kid is a thing. That's like
Yeah, you're really...
like. Wait, hold on. But like you don't know anything.
nothing.
You don't know very much stuff at all.
You don't know anything.
But you're just still out there trying to do stuff.
Yeah, you really are.
And people are like not really telling you anything.
And people say like, and yeah, and then you reach a point where you honestly just have to ask someone like, do you like music? Like, do you like, like it's a big deal. Like, because you're navigating the world in a way where you pretty much have to like find a way to categorize things, I guess. So you're like, are you emo? Well, actually,
Yeah.
that's not even a little kid. That was like high school for me, but
Well, that's middle school. I feel like
oh
there's a
yeah,
lot of
true.
that.
But
Middle school was an
be-
interesting time.
yeah, middle school and elementary school, that's when you're doing some real little kid shit. Like
Yeah.
genuinely caring, like you're really concerned about like if that person like really like knows what they're talking about dinosaurs, or if it's just like, a front,
Yeah. Oh God.
That's
Yeah, I
so
remember
weird.
like everyone was always talking about people being posers. That was a huge thing.
Yep, yeah.
And it's
Definitely.
like we're just little kids. We're just little kids, just doing stuff.
Yeah,
Fucking so funny. We take it so seriously.
I know. Like really, I thought like that was one of the most important things in life. Is like making sure that like you're not a poser and that like you know the definition of poser and like
Yeah.
you technically know what like you're supposed to be standing for, kind of, there's a little bit
SWB
of that
audio
sprinkled in,
capture
let's be honest.
not
Like,
registered.
at least for me, like obviously, a suburban white boy is not really in the thick of it when it comes to like, socioeconomic issues and like class, consciousness
Yeah.
and stuff that is talked about in some of the music that like, is like punk music or whatever.
Dude, yeah. I remember listening to Rage Against the Machine as a kid and being like, hell yes, I relate.
Me too. And I genuinely meant like, yeah, I don't like when people tell me what to do. I don't like it. I'd rather be able to do what I want. Like, play Pokemon longer or like,
Oh, speaking of which, I actually just started playing Pokemon.
Oh, really? Nice. What are the odds of
Funnily
that?
enough. It's so strange.
Which
Some,
one?
Ice Black.
Ice Black. Did we talk about
No,
this?
it's just black. It's no. We haven't talked about this at all.
Oh, okay.
So I just came across some YouTube Pokemon stuff, and I remembered that Pokemon was a game, and I was like, oh, I can get an emulator.
Oh, yeah, cool. Those are always nice little fun eras where you get into like a specific game or like you remember. So, like I played Chrono Trigger last year during Thanksgiving time because I remember it was Thanksgiving and me as a grown adult who is mentally still a child, as I think we all are to some degree. I was like the whole time I'm just like, oh, I can't wait for this to be over so I could go upstairs and go. Well, I wasn't even home. I was like, I want to go home and then go up
God,
and play Chrono Trigger. Damn. So,
dude, yeah, I remember fucking running home as a kid to play Diablo.
yeah.
Running home.
Yep.
Like the whole day in school, I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
For whatever 7 hours, you're just like, come on. And then you get home.
SWB audio capture
Yes. I
not
remember
registered.
when the first World of Warcraft expansion, Burning Crusade, came out. Me and Kevin, we would walk home from school every day, but that day, we sprinted. we straight up sprinted. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, oh man, it was so easy to find like overwhelming joy. Like,
Yeah.
you
What?
know,
It's so crazy. I know. It's so crazy.
like now, I mean, especially recently, like I'm in a stage of like, there's a lack of sweetness in my life. Like that would
Yeah,
really
boy.
apply. Like, I really just don't have something that I just feel passionate about. There are people and there's just overall things, but it's like I kind of just take those for granted admittedly. And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, I don't have to like do anything to engage with, those situations are kind of just as they are. It's not like something I'm actively working on or trying to cultivate something new or anything, I'm just kind of,
It's just it just is.
yeah, and it ends up just being, such a way where I'm just existing and like, I don't know, trying to find something to give me like a nice spark of like real energy, which is like something that this does, doing this, but this is like once a week, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know. You need something new to happen.
Yeah, well, that's I think part of the reason why I was um, getting so hyped about the what we were talking about a little bit right before we started recording, which is the like growing like
Yeah.
growing food for yourself and like plants and just like getting sustainable and like doing like composting and stuff like that.
SWB
Yeah.
audio
I mean, it's
capture,
been only a
not
couple hours since I've
registered.
gotten into it, but you know, I feel like this is kind of giving me meaning in life now. So, as of like 6 hours ago, or yeah,
I mean, yeah, you gotta take joy when you can get it.
exactly. I'm not gonna resist I'm not gonna fight it and be like, "You're an idiot." Like you probably won't care about this in a couple days. Like, I'm gonna, I'm gonna believe
No.
that this is something that I'm gonna get into for real, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. But yeah, playing Pokemon has been funny and fun.
Yeah,
Like I'm just in here just fucking and I keep remembering what I'm doing and I'm like
that's such a good feeling.
yeah.
Just
I'm just
playing
running around.
Pokemon.
I'm just leveling up, man.
Getting
And I'm
invested,
like
like
and I'm like
planning.
remembering yeah, and I'm like remembering being a kid and doing the same thing and like that's like my early like memories of like getting good at something was like Pokemon,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
and being like, "Oh, I'm like good at this."
yeah,
You know, even if you know like you just level up a lot, but like you like fun in an interesting way.
yeah. Speaking of like, just exactly what we're talking about. Like, so
Speaking of
speaking of
this,
everything that we're talking about, um, I, I, yeah, I remember one summer. I think it was the summer where I was going into seventh grade. I just dedicated myself to getting like all the stuff, like as much of the stuff as I can in Final Fantasy VII, and like I got like a gold chocobo, and I got a bunch of ultimate weapons and stuff like that, and I legitimately felt like I was doing important work that like people just don't they're not going to be able to appreciate it or understand it, but like if they were able to get on my level in that way, their minds would be blown. Like
SWB audio
like they just
capture,
don't understand
not
how important this
registered.
is. That's really how I
yeah.
felt. And like I think there are people out there that will understand, and when they do, we're going to have a lot to talk about, and it's going to be amazing.
And
I don't
then
think they ever came, but I never met them, but
it's like what you're like your world gets like really small in that way where like well because the people who play the game know
yeah. And
you
actually,
know and
now
it's wild.
as I think about it, it's like I still to this moment long for that feeling that I had back then where I would just, and my life consisted of, like I said, it was summer, there was no school, I didn't work, obviously, I was like 12 or something. So I, like, I don't know, I would just like I would, like, it would become evening time. I'd get all settled in and just like sit on my bed with the controller and just play for hours, and like my parents would go to bed and stuff, and now next thing I know it's like midnight, I'm still up, this is kind of crazy, like what am I doing? I'm kind of just like doing whatever I want. And then I would like go like make myself a sandwich real quick and be like try to be quiet, and like that's another thing. I was like, that was like the time where I started understanding that like like, oh, Final Fantasy, these games are like made in Japan. Like, oh, Japan like makes a lot of games. Like they're like, and they make like, anime and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Like, you know, that and luckily I didn't go too far down that pipeline to the point of no return, but I did find myself being like, what else do they do? So like I started getting into like drinking green tea a lot and stuff like that. So I would just
Yeah.
like be
SWB
sitting
audio
there on the
capture,
bed.
not registered.
Next thing I know, it's like 2 a.m. I'm just sipping green tea, playing Final Fantasy, feeling like everything is perfect. Like, man, I just figured out life. Like, this is it. This is it. This is all I really ever want to do, and I'm living the way I want. And then I would go to sleep at like 4:30 in the morning and wake up at like noon and just do the whole thing over again.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's actually now as I'm saying, like as I'm reflecting on that, that actually sounds very sad and like pathetic. But I mean, it was fun at the time, and I would still do stuff. It's not like it was every single day. I would, skate with
Well,
people.
what happens is you get so invested in the game world that it's enjoyable. You're just in there,
Yeah.
and you have so much stuff you have to do. Like you have to just like, yeah, I have to do this.
Right. Exactly. Like, and there's consequences.
What do you
like,
want me to do? Not do it?
right. Yeah. Am I really gonna go through the game without being able to play Vincent? Like, what? I'm just gonna leave that door closed. Like, I know it's possible. Why am I not doing this? Are you insane?
Yeah.
So, and it's important. It's important work.
Yeah. Someone has to do it. It's gonna be me.
Yeah. And sometime, at some point, this is gonna matter, and like people are gonna, they're gonna realize what I accomplished, and it's gonna be something fun to talk about.
Yeah.
And I say no one ever did, but that's not true. I mean, to this day, I mean, we're talking about it right now, like,
Yeah.
so it was fun. But yeah, even the reason I say I long for it to this day, it's like, even just now, it's like I was just drinking tea. I was actively thinking, like, when I decided to make it, I was like, all those memories of like getting cozy at night, just making tea, like those are my memories of that. You know what I mean? Like that's where that comes from for me. Obviously I'm not the person who invented relaxing with a cup of tea at night.
SWB audio capture.
For me, that's
not
where
registered.
it started. Like in my journey,
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, not that anyone cares, but hey, we're here talking. If anyone's willing to watch this, they might care. So
Yeah, they'll care.
I see we have 0 viewers right now, so that's pretty dope. I'm not complaining at all. I'm just like, it's funny that I'm just kind of remembering that, like, oh, we're streaming this. This is funny. Like,
Yeah, no, this is good. I think I think it's just that, we have to just keep trying to just do it every week because I feel like it'll just keep getting more fun and more relaxed, and it'll feel better.
oh yeah, I feel a lot
I think
more
I'm
relaxed.
down to have like chill ones like this.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be cool to like have like them all like just feel like a different, just a different day.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah,
Like last week we're like talking about coronavirus and politics, and then this week we're just fucking chilling, talking about life.
exactly. Yeah, no, you're so right. And it really is funny how it's good. I in a way I really do like the fact that we don't really plan it. We don't plan what we're going to talk about or anything. It's just, and it really does show. Like, we're talking about Pokemon and how I had this genius idea of drinking tea at night. Wow.
It's so much more than that. It's so much more.
I know. I'm just kind of reducing it down to what the most basic, and it just sounds so absurd. But that's what everything is.
Everything is that.
Everything is so absurd when you reduce it down to what it really is.
I know. Don't look at things too hard, unless you want to. Then you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But try not to, maybe, because if you do it too much, then next thing you know, you're living in a reality that's just meaningless, and you're looking into the mirror thinking like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
But that's also part of the whole getting into starting to become interested in the idea of like the whole like gardening or growing stuff. It's just like
responsibility.
Yeah, it's just a way to kind of allow yourself to participate in something that's actually human and that's actually like fulfilling and something you could feel good about. And then, I mean, it's like magic, you know what I mean? When you really think about it, the fact that like you can just take stuff that's made out of whatever, chemicals, seeds, at the end of the day, it's just made out of atoms. And then you just put it, you got to put it somewhere in order for it to result in anything though, right? Like you got to do something with it. What do you got to do? You got to put it in like some kind of substance, where do I find that substance? Yeah. It's the planet,
What the
like
fuck?
You just put it in the thing that you're on and then and then what do? It just gets wet from the air, from the other thing that's the planet. And then it makes something come out of the thing. And now there's like a green thing sticking out of it that's going to turn into like the very fuel that you need to continue living.
It's insane.
It's so cool if you think about it.
It makes too much sense.
Yeah, and that is something that I can wrap my head around and feel good about and feel like I'm doing something, at least something small, that I have a level of control over this world that we live in, instead of just being like, no, actually we're here because like the ultimate goal is to like be able to buy a car so that you can go on the road that's there, and then you drive on it and sit in the traffic and sit there and just be like, half the 90% of the time you don't even know what you're doing. You're literally just like, I don't know, what are you doing? You're basically sleeping, just getting a little pissed, seeing a fellow human being
angry nap
drive past you, a fellow living human drive past you, and you're like, and then if they do something you don't like, you're like, you stupid motherfucker, you know, and like you just like, or whatever, and then you just hop out of the car and then just go about your day like as if that didn't happen. You know, I don't know, like it's just such a weird world. And then like, where did you go? Somewhere you don't want to be, so that you can get money to buy stuff that you wish you didn't have to. And then you don't have to, but you just think you do. And then you just do it. And then that's life. So
forever.
Yeah.
You just do that. What you don't do it for like, 17-ish years.
Yeah.
And then you do it forever after that.
Yeah. And then you just be like, how do I bend myself to fit into this? Instead of just being like, oh, I'm alive and this is how I am and how I feel. Let me act upon that. You know what I mean? In a healthy way.
Yeah.
No, it's like,
wouldn't that be nice?
Change things to make yourself fit into this little keyhole. Come on.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Be regular. Just be regular.
I'm literally just trying to be a person, and it's not working because you're not really allowed.
You're not really allowed.
You're not. You got to be an ant in the colony.
You got to be a businessman.
You do. You do.
Yeah.
We all do.
You got to be a fucking chiropractor.
Yeah.
Substitute teacher.
SWB audio capture not registered.
They'll say like, what do you do? What do you do?
They keep asking you.
What do you do?
Yeah. What do you do? Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, like what do you do? And then you say,
what do you
something.
do?
You just tell them what you do as a job. And then then they're like, yeah, that's what I was looking. That answers my question. I now feel like I know.
I think my job's better than your job.
Yeah, or not. And then you're like,
in my head, I think that my job's better than your job, and then I walk away. And
right, and
feel
even
better about myself.
And then even if they do say, oh, I'm a chemical engineer, and I do this groundbreaking work.
Yeah.
You still are gonna be like, yeah, but I bet he's miserable
Sad
somehow.
inside,
I bet he doesn't spend enough time with his kids or something. I'm happier. I'm happier in the place I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm at.
And that's life. That's life.
Yeah.
That's what life is, right there.
Yep.
That's
and
the
then,
whole thing.
And then if you're
the whole entire thing.
If you have all that, if your job is objectively, if your job does hold a higher social value, you feel good about yourself for like, oh, hey, see, I'm just a regular guy. I'm talking to this person, they're not doing as good as me, but hey, I'm humble,
Yeah.
And then you feel good. So you both feel good, and then you walk away, and you just accept that this is how it is, and you resent the other people in a micro way. I'm not trying to get too pseudo psychological or whatever, but you get this little minor resentment that you feel, but you kind of just suppress it, and you don't like feel it. But what else is that? Feeling like I'm happier being me than I would be that person about some like assumptions you made based off like the tiniest bit of information, and then you go about your life never questioning.
SWB audio capture.
What am I
not
doing?
registered?
Like I'm just doing this because it's there, and I just like started doing it and I never stopped.
Yeah, when do people wake up, Matthew?
Yeah, exactly. Come on. That's what we're really
Time
asking.
to wake up.
Yeah. But in a way of like really just looking at stuff for what it is. Not I don't mean like wake up, realize that 5G towers are controlling your brain and Bill Gates is tracking you,
Yeah,
you know.
no.
I mean
No,
wake up
to like what are we doing? Why do we even care about that?
right, like why do we even know who Bill Gates is? You know what I mean? Like
Why do I care who Bill Gates is?
right. And why would he want to track me?
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere.
Like why does he want to track me? And why do you think he wants to? It's not why does he want to track me? Because like let's be honest. Well, I was going to say he doesn't, but I mean I guess he probably does, but he wouldn't do it by injecting you with a nanobody or something. They would just look at your phone, your data or whatever, your metadata or whatever, you know.
We're already being tracked.
Right. So, but I don't know. I kind of just lost my train of thought, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no one cares about Bill Gates.
Yeah, like why would you? I mean, he's just some guy who like just made some stuff. Like I mean, it's cool. It's good, I guess that like, you know, computers are good and they do a lot of stuff. They're useful.
Well, people need to worship something.
Yeah.
Why are we like this? We're out here just making little religions about stuff all the time.
Right, like
We're like, no, you got to follow the rules.
Oh, and it's just like why?
Every turn, every single turn you make, that we're like, hold on, there's rules here.
Yeah, and everyone's just like, oh, you don't
audio
know.
capture not registered.
Everybody knows. Come on.
I feel like I always feel like I'm like trying to figure out the rules. That's like the first thing that I'm doing when I enter a place. I'm like, okay, what do people do here?
Yeah.
Or like whenever you do something for the first time, you're like, I always scope it out a little bit first because I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and you feel nervous the first time you do anything because you're like, I don't know if I'm going to mess up. I might infringe upon the rules.
No one told me what to do explicitly yet.
That's what it is. No one showed me, like, no one told me exactly what to do or showed me exactly what to do. So I don't feel comfortable doing this because right? Oh my God, it really, it goes.
And
deep.
you just keep like, you're just like, eventually you're like, okay, I guess I just do stuff. I mean, I get like, and then people eventually tell me what to do. If you do it enough times, you're like, okay, they're going to tell me eventually. If I just keep going with it, they'll tell me. So then you stop worrying about it a little bit because you're like, okay, if I go, all I got to do is get there and enter, and then people are going to start telling me what to do.
Yeah, and then you feel good about it. You feel comfortable and good that like now finally, oh my God, finally someone could just tell me exactly what I can and cannot do.
Yeah.
And then I'm expected to follow it.
Excuse me, sir. Just sit over. Can you sit over there? You just sit over there and wait for a little bit. Then they're gonna go over there.
Right.
You're like, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Right. Well.
Yeah, sir. Come over here. Can you go over here? Can you go back over here? Just back over here. Right over here. Okay, thank you.
And you would feel more comfortable because you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thank God. I mean, I was feeling really, really uncomfortable and awkward right there because I was simply occupying a space, and I wasn't sure if I was allowed. Like, and I wasn't sure if like this is like against like the rules and like the etiquette and like the norm because like I don't know, at my old office it was normal to just stand over by the thing, but like I don't know if in this office it's normal to stand by the thing because what if no one else set that precedent that it's normal to stand by that? So like I don't want to be the first one to do it because then like I feel like I'm breaking the rules. So I just need someone that I've never met before to walk in and look like they have authority and tell me exactly how I'm supposed to behave so that I can just do it and then feel good.
Oh God! Look, he's standing over there.
Because that's what we think is happening.
No one ever stands over there. Why is he standing over there?
Hey, guy who stood over there, how's it going? 2 years later, that's like haunting you. You're picturing this. That you're going to always be known as like the guy who stood over there. And then like maybe that's going to affect like your promotional opportunities.
The guy who stood over there, man.
Yeah. It's just...
Oh, dear God. It's really like that, though.
We all are just going around trying not to be the guy who stood over there. And not have to carry everything that comes along with being that, you know? And we're just...
And everyone has their own that guy who stood over there in their head.
Exactly.
and that's the cool part. All of our past experiences and little traumas build up, and then we have like this guy who we don't want to be that's always around.
Yeah.
And he's always doing stuff, and we're like, we're not being you.
Yeah.
We're not going to be you.
We're not going to be you, but we are actively being you. But I am going to accept the fact that even though I'm being you, that's not me though. Come on. I know what I am. The things I do, the things I say, the way I act, and the way I present myself, that's not actually, I know who I am. Other people don't, regardless, and yeah, we do our best to try to keep up the who I really am. I know who I really am. So sometimes we remember to do that so that other people know. You know what I mean? But we let it slip a lot.
SWB
And we
audio
get good
capture,
at it. So,
not registered.
We be that a lot of the time. I mean, that's kind of what started off this whole conversation about who we pretend to be. And but sometimes we mess up, and then we accidentally be something that we are not. And that's just a normal thing. You're not.
We're always going to be what we're not.
I don't know what that means.
It felt really right coming out, but after it was out, I was like, doesn't make any sense.
I mean, maybe it does, but it didn't like have a moment where I'm like, oh yeah, I know what you mean by that. I'm just like, what does he mean?
I forgot what I said.
That's awesome. How long have we been going?
Not that long, I don't think. Half hour.
Oh, okay.
I told you, man, time's different right now.
Yeah.
They changed it.
I wonder. Yeah. I don't know. So never mind. I don't know. You just said that, and for some reason I was like I was starting to think about like real rationales as to like maybe they did. Is that a conversation worth having? But like no, they didn't. Who's they?
Maybe they changed the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started entertaining it for a sec, but then I was like, no, this is not something.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's possible that they changed the time.
Who's they?
The masters of reality.
Nice. I own that. Oh no, I don't. Sam owns it.
A record of it?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, man, I miss fucking listening to vinyls.
Yeah. For some insane reason, I threw out my record player.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Not stupid. I just was like,
that guy has it, and you didn't want it.
I felt like, honestly, I felt like it didn't represent me. I felt like that record player
has it. I don't want it.
Exactly. Like the type of person who has that record player is not the type of person that I am or want to be. So I can't have it. So now I just don't have one.
No, that guy had it. I can't have it.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
Yeah. So now
you got to get a better one.
So now I'm sitting here and saying I have that, but I don't, because I don't even play records, because I don't have a record player, because I didn't want to be the guy with that record player. So now I'm just the guy with no record player who has a stack of vinyls that don't get played, and I don't even remember which ones I have. That's the reality that I live in. Let's face it.
I mean, that's life. I mean, I wish that I still had my record player. Sometimes the shitty ones are okay.
Oh, you don't have that one that you used to have?
No, when I left Brooklyn, I basically left pretty much everything there.
Damn.
I got rid of all that stuff, and I thought by now, because I've always wanted to get a nice record player, a nice one.
Yeah, me too.
So I thought I would get one, but just never got around to it.
Yeah. Also, I started to think to myself, like, do I really need to go down? Actually, you know what? I think I do, now that I'm thinking about it. I was going to say, do I really need to go down a path where I'm basically buying something that requires me to just keep buying more and more stuff that I can just listen to online for free? But, aka buying the vinyls or whatever.
Yes.
But, I don't know. I feel like there is value in that, because right now, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm in a little
SWB audio
rut where
capture
like
not
I
registered.
pretty much just exist and wait for something to entertain me or hold my attention for long enough to feel good for a little while. Like, I just basically go on YouTube, hope that there's a good video, check out a few. Some I like, some I don't love as much. Sometimes I go in that time where I get into that mode where like I just can't find anything that I like nothing, and then I'll go on Reddit and look and be
Maybe
like,
try.
oh, that's stupid, that's cool, that's
Sometimes you need to refresh.
yeah.
Maybe you need to like go for a walk or a drive.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to go. Maybe you need to go to the city or something and hang out, walk around by yourself for a little bit.
Yeah.
Go and just take a day and just go in there and just go to some bars or something by yourself and just have a nice little time.
Yeah.
Get in your head a little bit. Put headphones on, listen to some good music, and just go and see what the fuck is going on out there.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to
That
do
always
that.
makes me feel better.
The whole
sometimes.
COVID factor just complicates everything. You know?
Well, I guess, yeah. Well, speaking of COVID, I saw that New York is basically locked down again, so never mind.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying,
Man, fucking last episode, me talking about I don't get the vaccine thing, and then like I see again, like oh, we're shut down again. Okay, it's wild.
Yeah, it is wild, but I don't know. Pretty much where I was going with that is just being able to listen to music outside of using a computer or another like electronic device like that we think, in the way that we think of it, a form of a computer. Like
SWB audio capture
does
not registered.
Make you feel more part of the real world, like not just always staring into a screen. Because like, what do we do when we listen to? I mean, I have a tendency sometimes a lot of the time where I'll be listening to music and I'm just like staring at the screen. Like I'm just like listening to it, but I'm just like looking at the Spotify screen or like, you play something on YouTube maybe, and it like, what are you doing? You're probably just staring at the screen, but it's just a picture of the album cover or something like that.
Oh no, I don't do that.
Oh, what do you do?
If I'm looking at the screen, it has to be a live video.
So if you're just like, oh, I want to check out this song.
I usually put music on when I'm doing something else. I don't know. I never really just listen to music.
Oh, okay.
So like I'll put music on and like write or paint. Painting is really good music, like walking around.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes, or I'll put headphones in and I'll like, dance around a little bit or something like that. Like look in the mirror a little bit.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
I do that, but I don't really like. I never really like sitting on the computer and just like listening to a song and looking at the screen.
Oh, really? I do that a lot.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, yeah, and maybe, but yeah, I'm glad you think so. It's like
It's different.
Pretty much what I'm saying though is like instead of doing that, I get happier because what I used to do in those moments was just put music on the record player and then just like, I'm not staring at a screen basically. I'm not like connected to it where I'm like kind of rooted to it. Exactly. I'm just like, and especially the way it was. I mean, the jam room was like an interesting place to be in. You know what I mean? It was like,
well, this room that you're in seems like a good room to be in too.
SWB audio capture not registered.
You gotta get the pictures back up.
I gotta make it.
You gotta decorate it.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta make it come to life a little more.
Yeah, get some more wood frames and shit. I feel like that'll look. Get some like cool wood frames for stuff. I feel like that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I gotta clean it up a little bit. I have like some random stuff that I never put away after we were moving things and doing some stuff in the kitchen or whatever. But it's just like putting it on in the background, like not in the back, even if it, just putting it on, coming from an external source where I'm just like, okay, here I am. I'm just here.
Yeah.
And there's like music playing, like now what? Anything can happen,
Yeah.
Whereas on the computer, it's just like, okay, I'm listening to it. Yeah, let me go on Reddit, like see if there's anything cool. And next thing I know, I'm just like clicking through stuff. I'm not even like, and I'm just back in
Dude,
that world, you know?
it's interesting. Yeah, you think about it like you made a good point, and you maybe visualize something, right? You know, music playing out of speakers in a room. You're sitting down. You're open to the space.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like you were saying, like more connected. You know, versus like I'm just really just saying the same thing you just said, but in a different way.
No, I love it.
But like,
Well, it's
but
probably
like with the
because you're
screen, it's
completely
really
agreeing with me, but yeah.
yeah. It just really creates like a tunnel vision, and then like you're like in like a fake world the whole time. You're not actually living in real life.
Yeah.
You know, even like when you're like you're saying, like you listen to music, you're just looking at the screen. You're like living in a virtual brain world.
Yeah, exactly.
Brain space versus eyes space.
Yeah. Yeah. It is that way.
Something.
Because
Because I mean, I know, like sitting and listening to music in a room is like so much different than like than like headphones and like everything else.
oh, I completely agree. And that's like
It
as we're
does something
talking
different.
about this, I really am like remembering how much time was spent back then
SWB
sitting in
audio
the jam room,
capture not registered.
listening to music, just
Well,
and
in my
then
apartment too.
yeah, we would just sit there. There was
They're
no
always
TV
playing.
or
I would
anything.
just
There was,
I had records on every just a record playing every
we
single
would
time we were hanging out.
there I can like count on one hand the amount of times that we like went on a computer or anything. Like you would go and grab your like you had an iMac at the time. You would
Yeah.
like go get it, bring it into the room and like set it up and we'd be like, "Okay," and watch it for like a
Yeah.
little bit just cuz you wanted to show me something. But like, you know, nowadays
Yeah.
I just
I
spend
think
so
the
much
only
time like
times yeah, the only times with the computer would be like yeah, if there was a song that someone really wanted to hear that I didn't have
yeah.
on that's when we would do that.
Right, and the amount of times that that even happened was only like I don't know, like I said, less than like 5 times, you know.
Yeah, usually we would just be listening to the music, like the music would be background, and it was always
Right.
nice.
Yeah. And even when I would be by myself in the jam room or whatever, it was really common. I would just be sitting there listening and just like I don't know, I would just like sit there and like sit back, just kind of like look out the window, look at the walls, look at the drum set, just be like
Yeah,
just enjoying the experience, just look at like I don't know, then I just pick up my guitar, just like start playing a little, just like you know, just feeling it. And that's it.
yeah,
Just like doing stuff that I actually like you know, really doing some stuff. I know it's like literally just a person sitting on a couch listening to music, but I don't know. I was thinking
no,
about
no, no.
things and
What you're saying makes a lot of sense, and the thing is like you gotta loosen free up your God damn it! I just had a whole thing in my head that I was prepared to say.
oh no. Uh maybe it'll
Not
come
even
back to
really a
you.
whole thing. No, it was just the idea that like you gotta like let your
SWB audio
I remember what it
capture
was.
not registered.
Just like doing things that aren't taking your attention, aka like thinking about stuff with nothing around you, is very important.
I think it
You know,
is.
like whenever you like are walking without any music playing, right? If you just have to do something, think about how much stuff you think about.
Yeah. I mean,
Versus like when you're like looking at your phone, if you're like sitting somewhere looking at your phone,
that's
or like if you're looking around, you're getting so much more
that's one of the
input,
things like
interesting input.
yeah, for a long time I would just go for like a walk at night almost every day and just I would have my phone with me and I would listen to music sometimes, but other times I would just not listen to anything and just walk around and just like try to get reconnected with not like that I was actively thinking like I'm going to try to get reconnected with, you know, like the real world and like just you know, my real surroundings. It's just more like I just got to get out and I want to go for a walk and I just want to do this. But like yeah, I would just be finding myself just thinking about stuff that like it just helps you organize your thoughts so much, not constantly having some kind of information being thrown at you that's like new and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's entertaining and we want more and more and more, but it prevents you from really thinking about like what comes to just whatever comes to mind and really thinking about it, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's fucked up.
It is fucked up.
You know, I like when I at my job when I'm like walking around. I love I love that. I think about so much stuff. I like basically two nights a week. I just walk around for 8 hours and gather all of my thoughts.
Yeah,
And it's nice because you're just like thinking about stuff.
I think that's a big part of the reason why I used to also love.
SWB audio
Not that I
capture
loved
not
it, but
registered.
I enjoyed like having a long commute in a way, in a weird way, because I would just take the train and the subway and just, I was just, that's my time where like I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. There's no expectations from me. I'm just here existing for the next, hour and, whatever, hour, and then, you transfer and now it's like, okay. But like for the most part, you're just there, just like you're just there existing, and you could just think, and like you're just, even that alone, like that's not even exactly where I was going to go with it when I first started saying it, but like there's something so important about like that concept, like being somewhere, being in the right place that you're you feel you're supposed to be, and that you want, in that moment you wanted to be, and you are able to just like be present, you know what I mean? Like really, like you're not thinking about when you're driving, you're like, oh my God, like traffic, oh I got to get around this guy, oh why is this guy doing that, oh is he going to come into my lane, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot like that. And then when you're like at the destination, you're like, okay, I'm here, time to start doing stuff, But like when you're just like on the train, you're just like, take me there, and you could just do whatever you want. I don't know. I liked that.
Yeah, I always liked it too. It gave me so much time to read and stuff.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. I missed it when I had a shorter commute. It was more like it was fun for a different reason because it's just like the subways in the early morning. It's just so many people, chaos, and it's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, that's another huge thing.
SWB
Yeah,
audio
that's another
capture
part. Like
not registered.
I don't know. I love public transportation.
I never listened to music when I would take travel around in New York because I love just like hearing and seeing everything.
Yeah, it was I would take take turns, whatever, however you'd say that. Like sometimes I would listen to music, sometimes I would just be like, I just want to hear what's going on. And I mean, when you're on the subway, I mean, for me, 90% of the time, I'm just like, not in a weird way, but I'm just kind of like looking at people, like just like kind of just looking at the surroundings, like just being like, oh, that guy's, I wonder what he's doing. Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Just like, I don't know.
I told you about my favorite thing to do at the grocery store, right?
What's that?
Look at people's cards and see what they're getting.
Oh, we did talk about that. Yeah.
It's the same thing everywhere. I love like seeing what people are up to.
Yeah, that was, oh man, this is like bringing back memories. Like, especially when it would be like a Friday, when we both worked in the city, and I would get off, kill an hour, wait for you to get off, and then like I was going to meet you in Brooklyn by your apartment, and just going there, like the being on the subway, going there, or even walking down the street to the subway and then walking down the other streets and then walking to that coffee shop that we would always meet up at, like that was just the best feeling ever. I don't know how to describe it, but it just feels like I'm just, obviously everybody feels good on a Friday after work, well, not everybody, but
but you feel like it's going to be a good
something day. To look forward to, you know what I mean? Obviously you're done with work, you got the weekend, but obviously that's
SWB audio capture.
It was more than
not
that.
registered.
Like, it feels like you're like, well, for me it felt like it's like I had a purpose. I was moving with purpose, and I was on my way to something that mattered, and like I feel good, and I feel cool for being a part of it, and like I just feel like I would always just look at everyone and just be like, wow, people are so unique in a way. Like, just people are so interesting. Like everybody, just even people who are like, you could find something cool and unique and interesting about the fact that you're acknowledging how like, man, like some of these people are like dressed like almost exactly the same, and it's like fitting a stereotype of kind of like I just moved to Brooklyn and I'm like trying to get into the scene of it, and I'm just but I'm like so nonchalant about it.
What
But
do they
like,
what do they look like? What do they look like?
well, okay, they're wearing like I don't know. I could picture multiple different instances.
Yeah,
like
that's true. There's a few different tropes.
if it's a girl, she would have like some kind of unique characteristic, like some kind of either like the hair is like dyed a little differently, or like the haircut is a little unique, or there's like a facial piercing that's a little unique, or it's just like I'm just like what you would picture just like a white kind of like maybe you have like a 2-year-old, but you like take good care of yourself and you probably eat healthy. But like the difference is I have bangs and tattoos, so I'm special. I'm not trying to, but I like people who look like that. Whatever. I have nothing against that. That's great. I'm just saying like it's just you get what I'm saying though, and like then you would get like a guy who's either like he either has longish hair with like a forward facing like hat with like the
SWB audio
front
capture
like
not
curved a little bit with
registered.
like the strap in the back, like that's just like I have hats like that, you have hats like that, but he's got that with like a beard, and he's skinny and he wears like all black, but like his shirt, like the sleeves look a little shorter than the average one and they kind of poke out a little bit, like he's got a little room in there, and it looks like really like thin material, like as though it's been worn a lot. And he's wearing like black skinny jeans with like black Vans or something like that. Maybe he's like pushing a bicycle,
Okay.
like
I've seen that guy.
yeah, like that guy. Then there's also like the white kid who has like short hair that's like combed over to the side, like with gel and stuff like that, or some kind of like pomade, and like he's like a little muscular, and he's like not like muscular, but like he's in decent shape, and he's wearing like a slim fitting t-shirt and like jeans, but like he's got like a little bit of facial hair, so that's like kind of his thing that separates him from like the Abercrombie vibe. Like I kind of used to be like that a little bit, like I was, but like but like I'm picturing something very. I don't know. I feel like I'm sounding like a judgmental douche right now. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean like these people are less than anyone else. It's
you're not saying anything negative.
Yeah,
about
it's just
them.
an
It's literally
observation, and I like it. I like seeing stuff like that.
People know these men.
Yeah,
They've seen them.
yeah, it's just interesting, and like it's just cool. And then you get like the girls who like have just like the dyed black hair, and they wear like a black like. It looks like it would be like a nice summery dress, but it's just like black instead, and like like probably wearing, and then definitely having a septum piercing too.
Oh yeah, you gotta have it.
And once again, I mean, I love that look, but I'm just
SWB audio
saying,
capture
it's just
not
interesting to
registered.
take note of it, and then like you see a lot of people who look like that, and
yeah. Well, I mean, that was definitely what it looked like to me.
yeah, right. I'm sure.
Brooklyn. a lot of it.
Yeah. So, and then it became the. Well, this is actually more popular now, but another thing would be like girls wearing denim. That's like the style of denim that like would be considered like what a dad or a mom would wear. You know what I mean? Like just like not that, just that neutral looking just denim. I don't know. It's cool, in a way. It's just funny to see and think about. I don't know. I just loved it. I'm like, I swear, like the nostalgia I'm feeling right now, it's like, it feels like good in a way to remember this, but it's like, oh, I want to cry a little bit, man. That was so fun to just like go around and see all the life and everything.
Yeah. We should go visit soon.
Yeah. Oh my God, could you imagine? I mean, we'll see how the lockdown situation is, but maybe one day when you come back here, we can maybe just go into that area or something. I don't know. Just see what's up.
We could even get a hotel one night or something.
Oh,
somewhere,
true. Yeah.
And just have like a night.
Yeah, we rented out that one place that one time, and that was a fun time. You know what I'm talking about? Like when Jason rented out like a Airbnb for like a weekend for like 4 days or something like that, and all we did was just like skate and film ourselves skating and go out and just like talk to people and just.
I remember.
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever at it, but I hung out with you guys a lot.
Yeah, I think we just met up with you and stuff, but.
Yeah.
Wait, were you there one time?
SWB audio
I thought you
capture,
were. If I
not
visited it.
registered.
Maybe you didn't. Yeah. Oh yeah, but you were
that
definitely you hung out with us. Yes.
I hung out with you like every single night.
Yeah, right.
Except one. I missed like one night or one part of a night.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you know, something like that, because that was really fun. I mean, could you imagine me, you, and Sean doing that or something like that?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like, I wanna check out fucking Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little far away, but.
Yeah, but I've been thinking about places that I want to visit and like see.
What is it about Austin?
I've just been hearing good stuff about Austin lately.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like a lot of the people, like some podcast people and stuff moved from different places to Austin recently, and seems like it's good. Seems like it's cool.
It's funny because the exact reason why I have a negative opinion on it is because of a lot of podcast and media people moving there, and I'm like, oh well, they all praise it, and I mean, that kind of makes me feel like it's not that good. But I don't know. But I don't know. I'm just super opinionated and biased about that stuff. Well, not biased. I just have beliefs or opinions or whatever. But
about Texas I see.
I don't know.
Politics, man. Politics.
I know. It just creeps into everything. But I mean, I would totally go. I mean, it doesn't take away from the fact that like I feel like it would be fun to see another place. You know, I've never been even remotely close to Texas, so I've been to Florida.
Yeah, I've never been to Texas before either. Because I was thinking, well, when me, you, and Sean talked the other day, we were talking about it talked like Nashville, I think Sean said, or I said, and New Orleans.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love that.
One of those places would be cool to do. Like, who knows? Maybe sometime at the end of next year or something.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Yeah, I feel like that. I don't know. Something like that would be sick to do.
Yeah,
soon-ish.
Of course. How long have we been going?
Just under an hour.
You want to take a little break? I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling like it's a good time.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to throw it to break then, and we'll be back soon.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Clearing cobwebs too, running a bath. Too hot to dive in, too hot to enjoy, too hot to see me coming. Cutting fruit, feeling nothing, coming to, feeling something funny. Sunny day like, give me something. Sunny day like, feels like nothing's new. Nothing's new to you. Something to do. Something to do to you, with you. With you. Wasting time, cleaning dirty boots, cleaning televisions, clearing the cobwebs too, running about. Too hot to dive in, too hot to enjoy, too hot to see me coming. Do you see me coming?
SWV audio capture, not registered.
Oh, hell yeah. There you go. So what did we just hear?
It said that like automatic recording while it was playing twice.
Oh, boy. Okay.
You didn't hear it on your end?
No, I never hear it, but okay, it shouldn't happen anymore.
That's
But-
interesting.
No, yeah, I know what causes it. Fuck, damn it. But that's my bad.
Oh, okay, that's all good. That's all good.
I'm supposed to open up.
I'm not upset about it.
Yeah, the thing is, that means that it's been saying that throughout. But hey, that adds a little flavor to the episode, I guess.
We apologize. It will no longer continue.
Yeah, I have a thing where I'm going off a free trial to make the audio come through from all sources so that it can be heard by the stream. But if I don't have the little window that says "Welcome to your free trial," it's expired. It says software expired or whatever it says. But if I for some reason if I just have that window open, it doesn't say it. So I just forgot that existed and I forgot to open it. But hey,
Okay.
it's all,
Shit happens, man.
yeah, it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
I need to make a checklist. Seriously, I'll make it.
Yeah.
I'll make a little checklist
Yeah.
of things like increase the make sure that the transitions audio is not, the slider isn't all the way down and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, with the new audio that I sent you, you shouldn't have to worry about that anymore.
Right. Exactly. And I'll do
for fading
something.
it.
I'll do something for the. It's just that during the breaks, we I don't know when it's going to end because we just start up again when we're ready. So that might be in the middle of the track, you know what I mean? So I have to
True.
I usually slide it down. The thing is, I just realized I didn't do that this time, so it's totally,
Okay.
we're just flying by the seat of our pants out here, and that's fine.
Yeah. Trial by error.
Yeah,
You gotta,
yeah.
that trial by error is not even close.
Trial by error. Wait. Trial by error. Yeah, that's a thing, right? Yeah, I got it.
Trial
And error. Okay. Trial. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense.
Trial by fire.
To be fair, as soon as you said it, I was like, trial by error. That doesn't sound right, but I'm probably just like forgetting what, I'm probably just missing something here. Trial and error.
He definitely knows. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, right. And it's like we were talking about before. I'm like, I didn't understand what you meant, but like something inside of me made me be like, it's appropriate to just nod and say yeah right now. Like, it's a weird thing. When you acknowledge it, it's like, oh, I feel so fake, but like,
No, everyone's
it's just part
doing
of
it
being
all the
human.
time.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Trial by error, man. Trial by combat.
Yeah. Trial by fire.
Yeah. Trial and error. That is what it is, though. It's trial and error.
Yeah.
But it's not even.
We're learning.
It's just kind of more like, because it's not like we're trying out new things and like some of them are working and some of them aren't. It's just I forgot to do something. So what would it really be?
True.
It's more just like you live and learn,
Yeah. I think that's good. That sounds right.
You gotta live, love, and laugh. And that's it. You just gotta remember to do that, and then you'll be happy. Live, love, laugh.
Done.
Duh, it's that simple. I wish
all you
I thought
need.
of that. I wish someone would have told me to do that sooner. Just kidding. I don't know why I'm being like condescending right now, but shout out to all the suburban moms out there
Too many of them.
who are watching right now, who are watching this show where we either talk about like semi-radical political stuff or just like what are we talking about now? It's like Pokemon, just like life, just being a guy, being a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there was some pretty decent topics there. Hopefully they're not too messed up. I can make them into something.
Yeah, hopefully you can find some sections that don't have the thing saying that the trial is over.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, well, we can just go for another bit, like another hour, and cut that up if we want. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. What?
Hello?
Hi. No, it's all good.
But yeah, so how was your week this week?
Uneventful, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really been doing anything. Like, I swear, they just talk. You can't stop hearing about COVID, and it's like New York is the place where it's the worst, and the holidays are coming up.
Yeah, what the fuck is
and
going
then-
on with this?
Yeah, and then with the holidays, like, I'm supposed to see like some of my relatives, so like, I don't want to infect them, and
Yeah.
just I don't know. I've basically just been trying to find stuff to do and studying a little bit for my test, but for the most part, just like trying to find stuff to do. I don't know. Being bored, procrastinating. I don't know. But this might all change once I start planting some potatoes in a big in the ground.
I mean, I'm excited to see that project unfold over time. Maybe we could do like a segment weekly and we could check on them.
Ooh, that would be fun. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, do that.
Hell yeah.
How are the plants?
Yeah. Maybe we could get a little theme song for the plant segment.
Yes, I think you got that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How are the plants? How you doing? I'm doing good. Like
like a 30-second thing like that. That'd be so fucking good.
Yeah. All right. Stay tuned for some exciting new segments like that.
I'm dead serious about this.
No, me too. I'm like the reason why I'm not talking much is because I'm thinking. Like it's like I love that. I love that concept. It's like how are the plants? Like as though that's the name of the segment, and like maybe some text comes up and says like how are the plants? But then like twist, the plants respond. We're doing good, and like they're like kind of like going back and forth, just clapping. Like yeah. I don't know how I'm not capable of animating that probably, but
no, we could make a YouTube short of it every week. How are the plants short video?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, but we need like this has to happen. Like I'm picturing how
we
it's
have
like
that
it
in there.
comes in. It's like, ding-a-ding-a-ding. How are the plants? And then it goes into like this animation where it shows like these like little carrots and stuff like poking out of the dirt, and they're just like kind of like swaying back and forth, clapping, and they're like, "We're doing good, yeah. How you doing?" Yeah, like you know what I mean. And then he's like, maybe the narrator responds. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But and then it'll
right,
cut to it. I don't know
Work on
what
that.
I don't know what the segment's actually going to consist of. What am I going to do? Be like, hey, this is the plants. They grew a little,
Yeah.
or they didn't. I don't know.
Yeah. That you can just be like, I don't know if they don't really know if they've changed that much. They look pretty
This
much
is
the
the
same
type of thing where like if someone wants to appreciate this and like wants to like us and like you know maybe there's just something about us that they like and they can just listen to us talk, then they'll be like, oh, that's pretty funny maybe. But if they don't, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? If someone doesn't give us that little courtesy, or you know, what not courtesy, but like be a little bit charitable to us and be like, okay, you know, I want to
With
hear
the
what
How
they
Are the
have to
Plants
say,
segment?
or even just the fact that we're talking about this right now, you know?
Oh god. Yeah.
Or that, but yeah, like I could just picture people being like, well, who the fuck would want to watch that? But I don't know. I would want to watch
all
that.
All of this is the origin story.
Yeah, exactly. That's
But
yeah.
like, but you know, like people would definitely watch a weekly update of How Are the Plans,
Yeah, I think you're right.
hosted by Matthew.
Yeah, and then you
Hello,
know,
I'm Matthew. Let's check on the plants.
yeah, yeah, and you guys could get in at the ground floor, man. This is the beginning of something beautiful. The How Are the
Dude,
Plants?
I would love it if you made something like that. We could just. Oh, I would need it in my life.
Yeah, I see it happening. Really, I'm not kidding. I really think I'm gonna get involved in it. So
Like I'm honestly trying to get silly with it.
oh yeah, yeah, right. Like we can just segments. Just I mean I know we've talked
know what
about
I
this,
mean?
but like what could be more fun than being like I just had an idea for like a little video that I want to make and post online, and like I gotta make a theme song and I gotta make like a little intro artwork and I gotta put transitions and edit it a little bit or whatever if I want it to be cool. And there's actually a place I can upload it and like at least one person will care about it, you know? Like,
Yeah. But the whole we could create this whole channel to be a fucking weird little experience just for us. And if
Yeah.
someone finds it, they'll be like, they'll have so much stuff to see.
Exactly.
And then one day, 10 years from now, we'll look back and we'll be like, look at us.
Yeah. What were we doing? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was good and cool.
Yeah.
It was
Because
fun.
I mean, like we always talk about the Brooklyn days, and like
yeah.
if we had like videos of us talking all the time back then, I'm sure that we would think they were funny.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, exactly. That's what
I wish that we would took more pictures and shit then,
I know.
dude.
Because the ones we do have are like, there's such a story behind all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing about photographs. It's the coolest part about them is that every single one you remember.
Yeah.
There's something
basically.
weird about it. Like if you take a picture, you'll remember that time way better.
That's true. Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, I guess maybe it's not weird at all, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, you're like literally documenting it. So you're going to be able to,
But like,
but
there's like times where you tell me stories that like you were you told me a story like last week or 2 weeks ago that I totally forgot about until you were going through it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's weird. And I'm sure that I have memories like that you don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
And then but then when you have a picture, then everyone remembers better.
That might be the point of pictures in a weird way. You know what is weird? Back then, that was the point of pictures. I said that as a joke. Right, it is the point. But like we do have like a little bit of a disconnected way of thinking about it because like a lot of the time pictures are not to like remember that fun time and just like let's take a picture. Yeah, let's just do it. It's more like, with social media and stuff, obviously, like, people take a picture deliberately to be like, it's about me putting this online or something like right now. Like this picture is for now, Like you take the picture and then you put it online right then and there, and that's the point. I'm sure it's a thing, but like, you know what? I don't know. I was gonna say, how often do people really like scroll back through like their Instagram photos and
That's
like
basically all I
reminisce?
do with it.
Yeah, but I've done that too, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I always like to. That's why when I first liked like Facebook and stuff for that, because I was able to like everyone like, which we would like go and do stuff and everyone would take pictures and then we'd share pictures with each other.
Uh huh.
You
Yeah.
know, and I loved that. That was always cool.
Yeah, definitely. When I first heard about like this stuff, like when I first heard about Instagram, I thought like, oh, this is the coolest thing in the world. Like this can be so awesome. It's not that awesome. I don't know. It's just not. And especially
Oh, no.
Facebook. I mean, obviously that's just a whole nother category.
I mean, honestly, these things were awesome at first, but now they have realized how much money they can make or need to make because they've become huge fucking corporations.
Uh-huh.
So now they just, you know,
I remember there was a time where I
it like flips almost. It starts off as a way like Instagram's a good example of it. I feel like because Instagram like came like right off the back of like Tumblr when Tumblr was really popular.
Yeah.
And like all the artists and stuff moved to Instagram. Then Instagram was like a really cool place. It's kind of like gentrification, basically.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
You know, and like Instagram comes out, it's a new app, and all the artists are using it. And I thought it was pretty cool in the beginning. There's a lot of like I found a lot of cool artists on there. And then time goes on, and now it's just like you look at the like explore page, and it's all just like picture, either like very like bland, or not whatever, just very like clean looking like images of people
Yeah.
that I don't know that are like have a lot of followers,
Right.
or like old pictures of celebrities. That's
Yeah,
pretty much
right?
all of
Okay, you
my-
get that too?
All of my account is, yeah, and I'm like,
So
why are
much
you
of
showing me
mine-
pictures of Bob Dylan all the time?
For me,
I like him, sure, but like, stop.
I always all my explore stuff is like celebrities from like 2001. It's like
Yeah.
showing like Justin
Oh.
Timberlake and Britney Spears showing up in all denim on the red carpet or whatever. You know, like stuff like that, or showing like
Hell.
like some like, you know, or showing like what's her name, like Kate Moss just like smoking a cigarette with another model, just like at an award show, like wearing like a dress. I get stuff like that all the time. Like
It's so strange.
yeah, like that's my
But
main
same,
stuff.
like I see that stuff all the time on there too.
Yeah.
It doesn't. They've ruined it, and then like all they want to do is show you ads. So they basically, I guess the algorithm has figured out that people really like clicking on the nostalgic things,
Yeah, I guess.
or that you did a couple of times.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair,
You
I'm
know?
like saying it's weird that I see it, but like I don't know. I do find it interesting. I sometimes I click on it and I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
what a weird time.
I know.
you
I think people click on it pretty much all the time when they're like, or when they ever have like the then and now pictures. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, what is
yeah.
this? Oh,
Right.
that's when they were small.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god.
It's so weird.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The whole idea of like celebrity worship. It's odd.
It's so
But,
like insane.
What do we do about it? I mean, it's I guess it's good if used right, if used for good, like idol worship. I don't know.
How
It seems like it seems like not the best thing. It would be good for it if the person led people in a good direction
Oh yeah, yeah.
or like helped people.
Right. But that's another thing, like at this point, like I don't know, maybe I'm just maybe I was just naive or something, but I really did used to feel like people did things for, I don't want to say noble reasons. Like that's not, I mean like more like even if it's self-serving, people would do stuff just cuz like they wanted to be cool, or like they wanted to feel cool, or like they wanted to just be a part of something cool, or just whatever. Maybe they just did it just to express themselves and whatever. But nowadays it's like everything has to be like monetized. Like you do something so that you can get your follower count up, so that you can get a deal where you say, you know, this Herbalife supplement is really great, you guys should buy it, and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything. Like YouTube videos are a way to get ad stuff. Like to be like, this is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's just so
it sucks. I mean, I feel
weird.
like I feel like it it'll break at some point. It has to.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like, oh, these people shouldn't be doing that. Like the individual person, like, yeah, are you kidding me? Like if you have the ability to have like financial freedom, aka freedom, you and I don't blame you for taking it as long as you're not like, going out there spreading misinformation, being like, "Oh, COVID misinfo is really hot right now. Let me hop on that bandwagon and start talking about some crazy shit or whatever." But like,
well, it's like it's I think it's good, but what I think will happen is that like it'll change hands. Like the people who like start doing it, it'll become obvious to people who are doing it incorrectly. Disingenuously.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
And then people won't watch them anymore, and then they'll die out, and then it'll be like a new wave of people who are doing it in a new and interesting way, and then eventually the people who are doing it in a new interesting way will change a little bit, and then they'll be seen as the people who are doing it in a bad way, and then it'll just keep doing that forever.
Maybe you're right.
I feel like that's always how it goes. Like you just give too much into trend, then you become something else, and no one cares. Like it's like a underground, and then like there's like a pinnacle moment here where it's like kind of perfect.
Yes.
And then it's like mainstream, and then slowly you teeter out.
Yeah, like once
in the mainstream section.
Once it passes that peak point.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely making a lot of sense with that. Like,
yeah.
Once it passes that peak point with most things, like it becomes like so stale and like whatever that like it becomes like, all right, when are we gonna get something new and cool? And then someone changes something, and then it's like, oh, you're doing that? Oh, ew, gross. Like like
well,
the old to the old thing. Yeah.
To make it dark for a second, it's like that seems like why like Hendrix and Nirvana and stuff kind of maintain this like cool, overarchingly cool vibe. They don't ever like. They didn't. Well, it's like that fucking song lyric, right? Better to burn out than to fade away.
Yeah.
It's like it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So it's like so they like maintain that like pinnacles that like perfect status where they are just becoming hugely popular, and they don't ever just have to maintain that.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Because think about all those rock stars that are like in their 50s or whatever that are still like trying.
Exactly.
And it's like, or like now they're just like, this is what my job is. I just do this for a job.
Exactly. There's definitely.
Like I pretend to be 20 again.
Yeah, exactly. And I could think of a few examples that come to mind, and it's like, yeah. And then they start like, it's also a different world now where people are so, there's documentaries and stuff like that, but you don't really know what Kurt Cobain was like day to day, you know what I mean? You don't really know, obviously. But like, with social media and stuff like that, if he was alive today, maybe he'd be out there saying COVID's a fake Chinese flu, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think so or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, you never know, like with certain people. I'm just using him as an example because it fits and you brought it up, but like, it could be anybody,
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean social media kind of like both like killed and completely like rebuilt and reinstated this idea of like a icon.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like icons in the past were like, the mystique around them was like the major appeal.
Yeah.
With someone like Dylan, like, he's like giving interviews like, in this specific kind of way where he's like kind of being quiet and not really talking about that much stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, that's cool. Or like, like, could you imagine like if Lou Reed had an Instagram and he was always taking pictures of himself on Instagram? And
it's just such a totally weird concept. Yeah,
or like
definitely.
Videos, he's like doing like live streams of him like drunk and just like complaining.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Like, oh my god, fucking Lou Reed, shut up, man.
Exactly.
Or whatever,
Yeah.
And then like
it would be like,
but like that's part of the reason why I never like got too into social media generally is because it's like I don't want to know all of this stuff. Yeah,
exactly, and you're just putting on.
Burn me out.
You're doing you're doing the thing on social media, not you, but just the collective you, which includes me. When you post on social media, you're doing the thing that we started off talking about. You're like presenting the person that you're pretending
there
to
you
be,
go.
basically. Like,
Wow, this fucking episode has a theme.
yeah, right. And it's
Alright, good.
yeah,
We did good.
and it really is good because we look different than usual. So it's like,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah, like they just, yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's just you present like the best possible version of yourself, or like,
Yeah.
you know, you just try to present yourself in the best way, and then everybody does that, and no one's actually like that. So everyone feels like, why am I not like that? Like when I do it, I have to basically like I'm presenting myself in the best way, and I know that. You know, maybe you don't know it, but like I'm pathetic, really. Like, a lot of us feel that way. Like, I'm actually pathetic. I'm not actually as cool as all these people, or like I'm not as happy, and I don't have as good of a life. I don't have my shit together like they do. Like, I didn't just like buy my first house. I didn't just like,
Yeah.
get this really impressive degree, wow. Meanwhile, like, we're all idiots,
Yeah, I think the constantly comparing yourself to other people is like big time bad.
Yeah.
And plus, like, I think that there's some like importance of like having certain things be renowned, like have like a really famous pieces of art, or really famous like industry guy, whatever, really like having like the top of the top be
Okay.
like kind of like talked about.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. Yeah. What do you mean? Where like?
I'm just kind of thinking and talking. I'm not even sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah,
But,
no, but there's a huge difference between.
But like
yeah.
I think like, well, hold on, yeah, because I feel like having like you're comparing yourself with like every single other person, just regular person doing regular stuff, and like taking, like, it's not like you're like, oh, okay, I guess it makes sense. Okay, you're looking at someone's life in like really like small details, and you're like seeing all the little things, and you're constantly comparing little things to other little things.
Yeah.
Instead of like being like, oh, like this creation that someone made is really cool, I want to make something really cool too.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like you're, instead of, being drawn or like inspired by someone, or like, instead of what you see presented by certain people back then and now still, but like, it's like you're appreciating the work that they did, or like the thing that they created, or like what they're capable of, or the way they do something is like usually artistic in some way, or some kind of like, impressive feat that they do or something, you know what I mean? And that's great. That's all good. I mean, whatever. I still think it's weird to be like, oh my God, like I would die for this person, or whatever. But like, to be obsessed with somebody, but like, to appreciate the creation that they have, that they made or whatever. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's a good point. I mean, tell me if I'm understanding what you're saying correctly, because I'm just kind of also just thinking. But like, is this what you mean? Like, it's like, whereas instead we like are exposed to like little tiny glimpses, little tiny like very well, finely tailored, thought out presentations of like minor aspects of like someone's day-to-day life, supposedly, and then we like feel like that has some kind of like value and like something to strive towards, but you just feel like a little shitty because you're like, well, I'm not there, like what's wrong with me, like this person's better than me and I'm not, like blah blah blah, but then you see like the collection of like all the examples of it. So one person might have just like gotten a really great job, and then another person might have just like bought a house, and then another person might be having a baby, and another person might have just done something really great, or whatever, and you're just like, oh my God, everybody has everything figured out except for like, but I'm just like pathetic, Where an
You know,
actual,
it's funny.
yeah,
I feel like whenever I find myself looking on social media at like people's lives that I have known,
yeah.
I usually feel like, oh, they're doing that. Okay.
Well, yeah. No, because that's what it
But
really
that how,
is.
is that how you actually is that how you usually feel? Because you don't usually feel like that. Like I don't really feel like people are that successful at anything.
No, but
No one that I know has blown my mind with what they have done with their life.
I know, yeah, but the only thing that I see that what I'm talking about, if I apply it to myself, I'll see some of those examples or whatever that I just listed off, like,
Mm,
and I'll just think more like, oh wow, they like, how did they pull that off? Like, I guess they're in a position where they're comfortable to do that or something. Okay, good for them. I mean, that's cool. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. But no, don't get me wrong. Like, the whole picture of it, I'm like, I don't know. I just look at it and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. Just the concept of posting on, like, we're posting this online and, with the knowledge that other people might see it, the hope that other people might see it. But this is something that's like, we're actually like just talking off the top of our heads, like just, hanging out. Like,
yeah,
this is mostly for just me and you. We just
yeah.
thought it would be fun to record it and see what happens. But the
But I think part of the problem is, am I interrupting the end of the point?
well, yeah, just to tie it back together. I mean,
Okay.
sorry, just because otherwise what I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
makes no sense. It's like, but the concept of just posting something online, like, here's just a picture of me. Here it is. That's me. I'm like wearing clothes, like clearly, like I think I'm wearing a cool outfit or something like that, or like I think I look really good or something. I don't know. It's like that whole concept is like,
Yeah, yeah.
what the fuck are you doing? Like, I
But
just
that's the
don't get
thing.
that.
This is the thing. It's interesting because, like, is it possible that like we just like why do people do that and why do we not like it? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, yeah.
Why do because we both feel like it's weird, but why do we feel like it? Because I know that like I feel like it would be weird because I think that it's weird, but I don't know if that I think that it's weird because other people. You know what I mean? Where
I
does it start?
do. Well,
Do I objectively or do I just subjectively think that it's weird and that therefore I'm perfectly in my right to not do it? Or is it like I am like self-conscious about doing it myself, so therefore it's weird. So I have to judge other people for doing it, type of thing.
I know. Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know which one it is.
I think it's a bit of both, but like, what comes to my mind is like, I think it's kind of like, it's weird, just on its own, and then
Yeah.
myself anyway.
It's
Like,
I think it's just weird, right?
I would not want to do it, and I just don't like the fact that, and whatever, people can do whatever they want that makes them happy or whatever. My point is that I don't think this is actually something that leads to happiness, but that's not, I'm not saying stop doing it or anything like that. I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
it annoys me that this is the way we engage with the world, and like people give legitimacy to it, and people, there's real there's real people care, you know what I mean? People just actually care about, like, oh my God, like someone just posted online and they got a new haircut and they look like so
Yeah.
good, oh my God, like, or something like, and it's
Yeah.
just like, or like even on a more small scale, like, oh my God, did you see like that picture that this guy or girl that we know posted? Like, it got like 300 likes. Like, that's crazy. Like, oh my God, or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just
I
being
don't,
younger,
it's
that was
so
like
interesting.
a thing that was brought up and talked about sometimes. And like, I'm just like, oh my God. If you just don't care about it, then it's nothing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's as
I
if
know.
like you're talking about like, oh my God, let's get excited about the fact that like, my toenail is growing, or you know what I mean, just the most random, like, okay, who
Yeah.
cares, you know what I mean, like.
But there would be people that would be excited about that, I'm sure.
I guess at this rate
There'd be
nothing
a
would
whole like
surprise me.
sub community of people who watch you take a picture of your toenail every day growing.
Probably. Well, hey, we're talking about taking a weekly video of a plant growing, so it's not that far
Yeah, I
off.
know. There you go. I mean, I really think like if you watch TikTok, man, people are interested in a lot of things that are not that interesting.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's fine. Like, I mean, hey, finding in like a lot of becoming very interested in something that like other people would find uninteresting, that's a great thing to happen, in my opinion. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm not knocking that or anything like that. I'm just saying the one particular thing of like posting a pic saying, you know, some generic thing like, you know, while you were partying, I was grinding. Always stay on that mindset, or so, you know what I mean? Like, and then you post a picture of yourself like with your watch or something. Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah.
You're like this, but you got like the watch. Okay, like
Yeah.
what is that? What are we doing here? Like, how in the world can anyone?
Well, this is what capitalism does to us.
I guess so.
This is what I mean, straight up. And they,
No,
and they,
well, yeah,
and
you're
they,
100% right.
and they prey off of our our desire to not only fit in but also be things.
Yeah. And
You
what
know?
we
don't-
are,
we're confused, and they tell us all the time that we need the things. We
Yeah.
need them.
because that's what pretty much defines who you are. Is like, what do you have? You know, in a lot of
Yeah.
ways, like just everything like that. It's just, I don't know.
But it's true and it's not true. It's very strange. I was watching a video on like capitalism versus socialism,
Okay.
and I was just thinking like, God, this is ridiculous.
What What do you mean?
Because like every time that I hear these conversations, it's so like, what is the right answer?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they both are so like everything is so similar. All of these systems, they're so similar, and they're like playing off the same kind of ideas. It feels like to me that it's just very.
Yeah.
I just feel like we need someone who comes up with a new idea and is like, "Hey guys, I got something you didn't think of yet.
Yeah,
What if we
because
do this?"
there is something about even socialism where like I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is, but like I think it's pretty much what you're saying. Like it doesn't seem perfect by any means, you know what I mean? People are still basically, I don't know, what are you going to do? Like you still have to produce, you know what I mean? The only way it could be
It's like, and you're like, but like with the socialism, like, it's like you're just making stuff.
right, but
You're still just making stuff.
to me, my personal thing is that the whole idea of why socialism is a good thing, in my opinion, is that producing things to meet needs rather than to make profits, I feel like it would create like a cultural change also. People will be.
But the thing is, the only problem that I have with it, and I agree, I think that making stuff that you're not like, you go to the fucking grocery store and we have a million different types of toothpaste and a million different fucking types of shampoo and shit. We don't need that. I know that we don't need that.
Right.
I mean, that's late stage capitalism, the end of everything. It's just, a couple of goddamn monopolies making a bunch of shit to confuse people into just giving them money.
Exactly. That's true.
So I get that, but like the only problem that I have is the cultural idea of it is like, I feel like the culture can shift so much more readily with capitalism, and that's why America I think culturally is the most dominant country.
Well, that's like, pop culturally. You know what I mean? And even
Yes,
but yeah.
But really, like, everyone knows about American stuff.
Right. But when I say culturally, like talking about this, I'm talking about like just accepting, like I don't know, just completely shifting the way that people think life is supposed to be lived or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just completely, like, I'm talking, if you could get people to the point where they would say, like, something like, if you could get people to, a majority of people to understand that cars are an unfortunate product of capitalism, that we shouldn't, shouldn't be used in the way that they are. If you could go into a room and say that and have like a good amount of people be like, yeah, that's true. Like a lot of people know that. Like then I feel like that would be, so, that's the kind of cultural change that I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
like just actually realizing, just everything that comes with that.
Yeah, moving more towards a naturalistic viewpoint of what it is to be human and why we do stuff in the first place. Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree.
Just people to.
But that idea, like, I mean, the thing is, it's like a lot of people are still hesitant because we're all still so brainwashed.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to get people to really look at stuff. But like, I think it's just it's a fucking, sadly, it's just a time thing, and we're gonna probably be too late for it anyway.
Yeah, and just to correct myself, I said, I think that things about socialism are good because I think it would cause social change. I mean, cultural change and stuff like that. It's more like the cultural change would have to happen first. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it would be like a violent, like revolution type situation because people are, they flip out when Starbucks makes their coffee cup red instead of having a Christmas tree on it or whatever, because it's like, oh my God, they're killing Christmas. Ah, it's like,
can you believe that that's even a thing that people say?
It's mind blowing. It's
that
mind
they
blowing
care.
to me.
Like I mean, okay, sure, Starbucks is a corporation and they're just doing whatever. But still, like if they want to make a red cup or a cup with Christmas trees on it, this shouldn't matter.
But people think it does because they think that they actually view it. We're so deep that people think that like people think that it's actually good to tell a private corporation, that they can or can't do something, which is, with the way that they're interpreting it, they're basically like saying like, I am anti-free speech to a private entity, so you should change based off my feelings. And that's what makes me a red-blooded free American. Like, what are you, that you're straight up saying, I want to do cancel, people love to use the term cancel culture. I want to do cancel culture to you. I want to do some cancel culture right now on you based off a free speech issue, based off my personal feelings. And that's why I'm a free-thinking right-wing man. Or no one says that, but like I'm a free-thinking conservative or whatever. Like it's like, bro, you are the biggest hypocrite. Every single thing that you complain about is exactly what you do all the time. Like,
I know. Well, that's. I feel like it happens on both sides.
Of course,
as well, and it's just like it's embarrassing at this point to watch.
Yeah.
It's just like every fucking topic. It just gets so, like, I mean, honestly, I'd rather look at just world news nowadays. I can't deal with American politics anymore.
It is draining.
Just show me the stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
That's part of it too, is like, it hinders conversation so much when you have to worry about political topics, because like we've talked about before, I'm sure, is like, the binary of it, like, is incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
because you can't talk about the nuances of an idea as if, like, you can't really talk like first principles. You can't talk from like, I don't know anything about this and you don't know anything about this. Let's talk about it. It's like,
right.
I have a like an ingrained idea of what I'm talking about based off of the media that I watch, and I'm gonna just defend that because that's who I want to be, is that guy.
Right. Yeah.
Who's cool, that I like. And you are going to come at me from the media that you watch, trying to be the cool guy that you like.
Yeah, in a lot of ways it can be that way. I mean, it definitely
feels like
is.
it's like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's all the same shit. It's all the same, and at the end of the day, we don't have any power.
Right. I mean, as far as like what's talked about mostly is all just the same bullshit. But that's why I think it's interesting to talk about things like to do things like this and talk about different types of stuff that like
Yeah,
like I just mentioned, like, I think that the whole cars and roads thing is like a really interesting thing, and it really is part of a bigger set of things that is just a sign of capitalism's all expansive hold, you know what I mean? Like that it has on everybody. Like it's just the most normal thing in the world that like the very land, the very planet and the land that you are supposed to have, that like the land of the free and all this stuff, like you're not allowed to go on most of it, and it's reserved for expensive, dangerous, destructive, polluting machines that like get you somewhere so that you can like get out of your community to go do work for someone else and then like come back. It's like, what if we just viewed it like your job is to sustain your community. That's it. Just do that. That's your reason for existing. That's your work, you and like there'll be like trains and stuff that connect all the different areas, and like maybe there'll be roads. Like I don't think cars shouldn't exist at all, maybe, but I don't know, maybe they shouldn't, honestly.
Well, maybe have like shuttle buses or something.
Yeah, electric. Just have stuff like that, and like I don't know, I just
nuclear powered.
Right, yeah, maybe. I don't see how, like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I know that's like, that sounds kind of weird, but like, I consider that a political thing. Like, it's like, because it's just so annoying when you see like what they talk about on TV and like what goes on in Congress and like all this stuff, like with like, oh, they were at each other's throats. This person wanted to spend, 1.3 trillion, and this person wanted to spend 900 billion. They could not find middle ground. It was absolutely crazy. But it's like, you're all talking about the same stuff though. And it's like, or like, oh, this person wanted to reduce the child tax credit, but this person wanted to increase it. Oh my God. It's like, what if you just completely separated the entire, like, separated yourself from the, like, you just don't just take for granted the fact that someone should have to get money to support their child, and like you get that money so that you can buy food, and then like you can buy an apartment and like, or like, pay rent and all this stuff. It's like, why? What if like people just it's like I said earlier, kind of, it's like that concept. If you don't care about something and you just genuinely don't care, as long as then it doesn't exist. If it's just something like material that's not like, whatever, people can't say, oh, I don't care about like destroying, I don't care about drinking clean water, so I just pour bleach in my water and drink it. No, obviously. But like, like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I think it's funny. Like I've spent my life basically, and it's a blessing in a lot of ways, but like, it's also like kind of laziness, but like, I didn't really care about that much stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it's and, it's like easy to, it's easy. It's like, I mean, like I don't have a car, and that's fine. Like, I don't need one. I take the bus. It's okay.
Right.
I'm just like, all right, that's fine. Let's do that.
Exactly.
It's like and it feels like, really peaceful to just like go with the flow.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm just saying, in on top of that, like. Right behind all that is capitalism looking through the thin screen that you see when you do these things, and you just think this is just how it is. I mean, come on, it's not that bad. It's like normal. But you forget that it's just like, why do I live where I live? Why do I do the things I do? Which are pretty much the main things that make you like a human. Like what do I do? And where do I do it? Where in space do I do it? And what is it that I'm doing? And what times am I doing it? You know what I mean? All this stuff. And it's like, the answer to most of it is like
It doesn't
based
matter.
on making money. What? It's based on just making money and spending money. That's it. That's pretty much how we just
Yeah.
live life. Like you have
I
a car.
guess.
What do you use your car for? Like really, what do you use your car for mostly? I mean, not you, but like for most people, it's like to get to and okay, so it's to get to and from places, right? Well, where are you going? It's like okay, work, going to the store, or like going to hang out with people, right? Okay, but like, what if it just was like, you don't have to go to work, you don't have to go to the store, you don't have to go drive to people, because like, you can just have like your community actually be like a community, not just like I have my house with my lawn that just has grass on it, and then I have a car in the driveway, and then if anyone walks on it, I'm allowed to shoot them to dead with a gun, and I'm like, like, and the road is there, and I'm allowed on the road, but I'm not allowed to walk in the road because that's crazy. I mean, I might get hit by a car. Duh. Why would I be allowed to walk on the? Why would I be allowed to walk on the earth? You know what I mean? It's just like.
Yeah.
We just think it's like a duh. And I know it sounds kind of out there, and I don't have like the most like well fleshed out opinions about this stuff, but I'm just saying it's been on my mind a lot lately, this type of thing.
I mean, yeah, no, I feel that it's I definitely think that a small community is very, very, very important. I think my difference between our ways of thinking about stuff is that I feel like I can achieve that already without having to change the systems at all.
How would you?
I've been kind of doing it my whole life. I've never really like done too much stuff I didn't want to be doing. I mean, like I've had to go to a job before, but I have moved to be kind of close to it, so it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Same here. Like I work like very close to my apartment, and it's everything's kind of like I'm never too bothered.
Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, that's awesome though that you can experience it that way. Like.
But like I've said it, I've done it on purpose. I don't like being bothered.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'm gonna try to adopt that a little bit more too, actually. Like, because I spend a lot of time doing things that I don't want to do, and I always have, because I feel like I have to.
You don't have to do you don't have to do anything. You literally can do nothing, and everything else will be fine.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I don't want to.
I mean,
do
once
nothing.
no, I know, but like I've thought about that. Like literally, like if I just did nothing ever again, what would really change?
I don't know. Yeah, you're not really wrong, I guess.
So that's why I don't feel like obviously don't go around murdering people, but you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. That's thought provoking, really. I don't know
it's
why,
interesting
this whole
to
conversation.
try to. I mean, the way that I look at it is like, you get one playthrough of a game. How do you want to approach it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I think I've spent most of my life seeing it like, and I've only become aware of this, fairly recently in life, like, talking the past couple years or so. It's like, I've spent most of my life like, okay, you get one playthrough of this game, you better not mess it up. You have to figure out exactly what to do before you make any decisions, because if once you do it, you're stuck with that and you got to live with it. So you only have one chance. So you got to make sure you do it right. You know what I mean? Like, which I don't feel that within me. Like, I don't feel like that's right or anything. It feels like there's an external force telling me that, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
I have a very unphilosophical thing to say about this.
Okay.
That'll just show you exactly what I mean. If you're playing a video game for the first time, genuinely, is it more fun to just play the game, or is it more fun to look up every time that there's a choice, you have to look up which is the right choice?
Yeah, play the game, of course, yeah.
Play the game, right? And most of the time when you actually just commit to playing the game and you don't cheat at all, you get the good ending. Most of the time you're going to make the right choices, and things are going to go right. You're going to be fine. Nothing. You're not going to miss out on anything that's too cool. It's a perfect,
no, you're right.
It's a perfect metaphor for it.
it's just hard to break lifelong habits. You know what I mean? That's really it.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely difficult to, but that's part of not knowing who you are. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you have to remember that you don't know who you are, and you don't have to just be that guy because you have been. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
I've been realizing that more and more lately too. I'm like, oh shit, like how much of my personality is like tied up into who I think that I am.
Right? Like how much of it is like you act a certain way at one point in your life because you think it's cool or you're just like, oh, this is what I
Yeah.
want to do. And then like you just are like, okay, well now I just got to keep that going. And then you just like fast forward 15 years and you're like, do I even really want this? Or is this just like I'm afraid to change this because I feel like I'm trying to like keep the mask on, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Recently, well, actually, since moving has really helped me.
oh
You know,
yeah,
because
that's cool.
you don't have any. There's nothing that's like reminding you of who you are.
You know, I think a big part of it also, a big part of me realizing a lot of this stuff is like COVID and stuff like that. Because just becoming more isolated and stuff like that, obviously, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying it's like, just with all the things in my life, like at that time, and it just let me take a step back and just be like, okay, I have to just stay home and whatever. So I was like, I don't know, it just gave me more time to like just be alone and think and not have like expectations on me, like where it's like, okay, I got to do this tomorrow and I got to do this and that and this. Because I mean, I just spent also so much time just agreeing to do things that I just had no interest in doing because I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be interested in this, so like I should try, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm kind of going off the rails here, but it's like
No, I know what you mean.
it just, being able to take a look and say, wait, hold on, why do I do the things I do? What am I actually like? When I'm alone by myself, totally comfortable, I'm a lot different than I am when I go out and hang out with people. Why is that? And to others, they might not think it's that big of a difference, but to me it is because it's just the way I feel and the way I'm approaching it. But
it's
I don't,
also
I don't do it as much anymore. I'm getting better with it, but yeah, sorry.
No. I'm interrupting you, but like because I wanted to say something about like it's more about like how you when you go out. Yeah, it becomes more about how you want to be more so than how you are.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
It's more of an externalization of self than it is like because being completely alone is very different than like I don't know. I feel like that's almost like a third thing. There's like being alone, and then there's like who you are, like who you really want to be.
Yeah.
And then who you like have been.
Yeah.
Who you have been being.
I know what you mean, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I actually know exactly what you mean with those categories. And yeah, but I don't know, I feel like in the truest form, when you're alone like that, but never mind. Okay, I was going to say when you're alone and whatever, that is really who you are, like, because...
Yeah, no, I don't think that changes.
But I do think, like, obviously there's other things that you put into the equation when you're around other people. I mean, you're not being fake or being not yourself if someone says something and like whatever someone says like something that's not that interesting, but you just be like, oh wow, like how was that? And you ask follow-up questions and you engage with them. That's not like, oh, I'm pretending to care. It can be that, I guess, but like the way that I see it is it's more like you're just you want to make the other person comfortable. And even if it's not the most riveting thing in the world, you appreciate the fact that the person is speaking to you and being open and the fact that they obviously find it to be interesting enough to bring it up. So, I want to be there and, see what that's all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, talking to other people is important too. So, yeah, it's like you can't just...
Yeah.
So
it's interesting. It's really interesting because I really think that there's something like... it's impossible to be always 100%. You shouldn't be genuine all the time. It's basically.
Yeah, I mean, you can't pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be ridiculous. I mean, I have a big pet peeve with people who are just like, people who have this attitude of like, oh, I'm just like a straight shooter. I just tell it like it is. I speak my mind, and if you don't like it, hey man, at least I'm honest. Whatever. Okay, I appreciate that to some extent, but like a lot of the time that results in people just coming off as just complete assholes, like just self-centered assholes,
Big time.
And for some reason, people are like, "Oh my God, I love him. He's so like brutally honest." It's like, how is that a good quality? I mean, it's one thing to be able to be direct and really speak your mind, but there's tact involved in that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, big time. It's
It's all interesting.
I've always had a difficult time liking people.
yeah. Well, it's difficult sometimes.
It's funny, like it. Actually, it's not that hard most of the time, but when it is, it's really not fun.
Yeah, because unfortunately, the people who are so, I don't know. I feel like the people who have the most self-assurance, like they're like, I know what I'm talking about, are usually the people like what I just described, who are just like, you are not doing what you think you're doing, bro. Like
exactly.
You think it's like coming off like, oh wow, I respect his honesty. It's like, it can, don't get me wrong, but if you fit into the category of people I'm talking about, it doesn't come off that way. It comes off as like, well, no, I'm not doing that because I said I don't want to do it. And why would you want to do that? Do you realize how, like, you know what I mean? It's just very like, just like, there's no need.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Do we end the episode?
I think so. Yeah, it's been over 2 hours.
Yeah. I feel like we're
see
good
how it is when we cut out some of that long break, but
Yeah, I feel like trying to do shorter ones is a good idea.
Yeah, no, seems like the perfect amount of time.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I don't know if anyone sees this. I hope you enjoyed it. This was fun. Kept it really casual, and it's been amazing to talk to you, Eric. As always.
As always.
This was a fun one.
Love you, Matt.
Love you, buddy. And I love you all. If there is anyone watching, so
we'll get about 10 to 15 people will watch it.
Hopefully, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're out of here. See you next week.
Thanks for coming.